Okay, so the Prismatic Evolutions drama is getting worse and worse every single day. It has now been announced that we don't have enough supply to stock for the demand, which is always going to happen to a degree. But there are a few things I want to run over in this video with, some things that we've seen circulating online, as well as my own experience and something that I found out just recently that has been a pretty major setback with, I guess, my pickup of Prismatic Evolutions as well. So, what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to the article on Pokebeach that has just come out. Now, these guys are saying that despite printing a similar amount of Prismatic Evolutions as previous holiday sets, many local stores have been forced to limit or even cancel customer pre-orders. So if you've had your pre-order canceled, I'm sorry, like that sucks and I feel for you. But by their polling, US stores are receiving 10 to 15% or less than 10 to 15% of what they actually requested to buy from distributors. So Pokemon doesn't actually have the printing power to go ahead and then actually print as much as we need. So, it kind of works in a sense of pre-orders will become available. They'll see how much they need. They'll order quantities and supply of what they actually need. And then Pokemon will attempt to fulfill all of the orders to those specific stores, I guess, or the wholesalers will attempt to fill those specific stores. And it's just really unfortunate that knowing how big of a set Prismatic Evolutions is going to be, that they haven't really prepared themselves for what is coming and for the volume, I guess, of people that are chasing this set. So from what they've said here, it says, I think a large part of the issue is that stores who do not normally order Pokemon are requesting to buy this set from distributors. Think small bookstores, tabletop game stores, and other TCG adjacent stores. That comes from one of Pokemon's main distributors. So that's the big issue here, is places that do not normally go hard after Pokemon cards, or maybe only order a few different products at a time on Pokemon cards. They're all trying to go all in on Prismatic Evolutions as well, because they know they're 100% guaranteed to sell out of whatever products that they're going to get. So this leaves the I guess the actual card stores or your big box retailers and things like that, it's being spread a little bit more thin. Not to say there's anything wrong with, smaller game stores looking to pick up Prismatic Evolutions, or, bookstores that might not normally supply Pokemon cards for people. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the issue lies with, why can't Pokemon, I guess, which is a billions and billions of dollars value company, why can't they print to the demand that we need? There can't possibly be that many people looking to go into Prismatic Evolutions and purchase this product that they can't keep up with prints. I don't know how the printing process works. That might be obviously taking this with a grain of salt, but it doesn't seem like it would be that hard to just print more, right? But I could be wrong. It might be very difficult, but again, that's just my thought. So we're going to keep going through the article here. It says, this means that there's nowhere near enough product to go around. Distributors are still giving loyal Pokemon stores a higher percentage of the supply, but the actual amount of product a store receives is diluted because so many other stores want the product. Strategically, distributors want to give the product to as many stores as possible to retain as many accounts as possible. So again, it's coming down to a business decision here, where they're trying to get it out as many stores as possible, which, again, from a business standpoint, I get it. But as a result, local Pokemon stores have been blindsided by low allocations. If a Pokemon store requested something like 100 Elite Trainer boxes, for example, then the distributor might say they're allowed to buy 15. This is even if the store is very well established in the card community and consistently spends a lot of money on Pokemon trading card games products. So again, these like loyal stores, they're talking about like keeping loyalty and things like that, but these stores, they're getting 15% of what they actually need to supply their pre-orders. And touching on my experience here for a second, I've gone through EB Games, which in Australia is, I would say, the number one place to probably buy, I guess the number one big box store to buy your Pokemon cards from. EB Games emailed me or sent me a text with this screenshot just recently in the last couple of days, that anyone that pre-ordered after November 9th will have their product order filled in May 2025. So it is a 4-month delay on having a pre-order filled, which to me is mind-blowing. And as frustrated as I am, there's going to be like singles and, single packs blister packs and things like that that we can buy on the day. I did talk to the team at EB Games because my local store, they're awesome and I'm friends with a lot of the people there. They have assured me that there will be product available to buy on the day that you can't pre-order. So things like your single packs, like your blister packs and things like that. They're going to have a few of the little collection boxes and things like that to actually purchase. So I'm not as frustrated by that, but for someone who was hoping to unbox an ETB for a video and go through the process of opening Prismatic Evolutions in the ETB, if I want to do that now, I have to go and pay resale for an individual ETB instead of the $90 that I should have. So again, a little bit frustrating. The fact that it's a 4-month delay just to get ETBs is insane. And what's even worse is it's any orders after November 9th. I placed my pre-order on November 11th. So I was 2 days too late, which is just so unlucky, so unlucky. But the thing was, I had been in the store the previous week asking if, the ETBs and stuff were available to pre-order. I could pre-order them online, but I wanted to reward my local store because the staff there are always so nice to me. And I couldn't actually, it wasn't in their system in store for me to pre-order. So, that was unfortunate in my sense. It must have been the first couple of days that it was available to pre-order. Everyone pre-ordered, tons and tons and tons of things. And obviously come to when I actually did pre-order the following week that there isn't enough now supply for the demand that's there, which is, I know, frustrating, not just for me, but for a lot of people. There are those of us that do this for content. This is one of the biggest releases, if not the biggest release since, I guess, the explosion of Evolving Skies. This has been deemed Evolving Skies 2.0. And you look at any content around Evolving Skies and how well it does, something like Prismatic Evolutions is doing just the same. It's doing crazy numbers. Terrestrial Festivals has done really, really well. But the fact that the English version is going to, succeed that, that's just, yeah, it's tough. And a lot of people are going to miss out on release day, which again, just sucks. But I digress. Let's get back to the article. Let's have a read through it, what else they're saying. So PokeBeach goes on to say, I don't think a lot of Pokemon stores thought it was going to be this bad. He said, thankfully, his store anticipated the allocations would be brutal for this set, so we only allotted a modest amount of pre-orders. We will sell most of our product in shop. If you're a newer store that kept pre-orders open before you found out how much you were going to receive, you likely ran out and had to cancel pre-orders. So again, these smaller stores or these newer stores are going to run into a ton of trouble with customers because they're going to have to cancel pre-orders. If you've ordered on like eBay, for example, I would expect a lot of your eBay sellers to probably cancel on you. So just expect that, be aware that that could still happen and that you might have to deal with finding product elsewhere. It might not ship out on release day. You might get cancellation notifications in the next few days. Just be ready for those kind of things as well. It says, so why didn't TPCI anticipate the demand for this set? Shouldn't they have crunched the numbers and printed enough? It says, one could argue they should have foreseen this set was going to be more popular than other sets and attempted to print more. But I think if they're already printing at capacity, they simply need more lead time or additional printing facilities to satisfy the demand. So what this tells me is that like their regular sets throughout the year, like all of their other expansions, bar maybe Surging Sparks, the amount of printing facilities that they have was enough. They had enough, I guess, manufacturing facilities that they could provide pretty decent amounts of stock. And then when obviously it comes around to Prismatic Evolutions, it must have just absolutely gone to the moon compared to something like the Surging Sparks, which was still hard to find, but I can only imagine Prismatic is way, way more sought after than like Surging Sparks, for example. So, big box retailers, from what we know, it appears Target, Walmart, and Best Buy will receive their typical allotment of Prismatic Evolutions. So your really big box stores, your main suppliers, it seems like they're going to get the typical amount that they would normally get. However, the product may be cleared out by scalpers before fans even get to set their eyes on it. Currently, the Elite Trainer box for Prismatic Evolutions is $127 on the secondary market when it retails for $55. So there's definitely going to be a large portion of people that are looking to scalp this product. That is, anytime something holds value, that is going to happen. And it's unfortunate because there are people who genuinely love Eevee and the Evolutions and want to collect this set. I'm sure a lot of people are probably going to want to master set this collection, and they're just not going to get the chance to, at least for, you know, the next 4 or 5 months, because there is not going to be product available. And the fact with this as well, no booster boxes. It is a special set, so there are no booster boxes. ETBs are going to be available. There's a couple of like smaller box collections that you can get. They're doing booster bundles, and then you're just down to your individual packs in your blisters. So it's not even as easy to get like a set of this completed. You're already starting behind. Like, you think of a set like Crown Zenith, for example, which didn't have booster boxes. To complete that set, the amount of, you know, separate products that you had to buy, because you couldn't just buy 36 packs in a booster box all at once and go and open that. That's going to be frustrating for, you know, people going into Prismatic Evolutions as well. And then you stack the lack of supply on top of that. It's going to be an absolute nightmare for anyone trying to fill this entire set and do a master set on it. So again, it just seems that 4 months behind is insane to me, and I hope it changes, but that's realistically what we're looking at. Is it going to continue to happen going forward? Probably not, because Prismatic Evolutions, the evolutions, that is the big draw card here. The amount of illustration res and special illustration res in this set, mainly the SIRs in this set, is what's drawing everyone to that. The value, the Master Balls being in the English version again, they're all things that you have to take into consideration. I don't think Pokemon will open up new facilities to help fill demand for this product. I think they'll just stick with what they've got, and they'll just push it throughout like the first 6 months of this year, and just get whatever they can out when they can get it out, and try to fulfill pre-orders that way, which is super unfortunate and super frustrating. But that's realistically all we have for this video. I wanted to have a little rant because obviously my pre-order got heavily delayed as well. So again, I'm going to have to go in on my days when it does release here, and hopefully try and get some individual packs. If I can, I'm just going to buy a bunch of individual packs and open them all on the channel. So if you guys want to see and keep up to date with how that goes for me, I would love for you guys to subscribe. I would really appreciate it as well. And with that said, good luck with all of your pre-orders. I hope you get them on release day. I hope you haven't had anything canceled or delayed. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. I'll see you guys next time.